And I think majority of us need that reminder every single day that we are powerful creators. Who knows? Maybe I am interviewing an alien myself. I don't know. I might be an alien. We all might
I
be aliens.
wouldn't doubt it.
So I don't know if you read in the
Don't
pamphlet that I sent you. It says if you curse, Aya has the legal right to charge you $50,000 per square word.
This is part two, so I may have swore once or twice on part one. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I was swearing.
What have you taken out of this whole experience when it comes to alien encounters? All right, let's get back to it. This is Rise Plus Rebel, a podcast for people who refuse to abandon themselves to fit this world. Here, we talk about solitude, authentic truth, power, money, creativity, and the quiet action that changes everything. This season is about reclaiming what was never meant to be outsourced. Your voice, your intuition, your timing, your authority. I'm Aya Hodja, commercial real estate advisor and the founder of Rise Plus Rebel, and your host. If you're navigating the journey of life, especially when it feels lonely, uncomfortable, or misunderstood, well then, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome back to Rise
Thank
Plus
you.
Rebel. I'm your host, Aya Hodja, and this is part 2 of my conversation with Rusty Diamond. At the end of our last episode, it felt like we had just brushed up against the edge of something much deeper. We started with hypnosis, yes, and within minutes, and this was at the last minute, within minutes, the conversation opened into past life regression, memory retrieval, and even alien encounters. So these are the kind of topics that make you pause, lean in, and ask yourself what else might be possible beyond what we can easily explain. And that's exactly why I wanted to continue this conversation, because here on Rise Plus Rebel, we're not afraid to explore the edges. We're not here to shut down curiosity. We're here to explore it, to expand
Always.
our perspective. So here we are. We're going to bring in Rusty Diamond. Rusty, welcome back.
I'm here. Thank you so much for having me back. It's been so long. However long it has been in the internet time, probably like a year and a half. So it's probably 2028 right now. Happy 2028, you guys. The world ended like 6 months ago. So I don't know how we're still going out here. I don't know what's happening, but here we are. So if you're picking this up from some space signal, congratulations. You are
Also,
in
please
for a treat.
don't forget to send me that $100,000 check of a fine, Rusty Diamond. I know I see what you're doing here,
Ooh.
trying to run away into the future and avoid this fine. I will find you.
You will
I'll
find
break
me
your
and
leg.
find me and
That's
break my
right.
legs.
I will not be giving you a break.
Okay, well, good. Do I get to keep one leg, or is it both legs that are getting broken?
Let's take this offline because I'm pretty confident that the listeners, yeah. No. We're gonna discuss how we're gonna break legs here, guys. Because this might also take a couple of hours, and I really want to dive into the topic that you left us
Ooh,
hanging, which was past life regression and memory retrieval. So you mentioned alien encounters and
I
you had
sure
us
did.
sitting at the edge of our seat. So tell us, what exactly did you mean by that? First of all, let's tap into that.
Sure, people be needing some memory retrieval and stuff. So sometimes when they have these encounters with aliens or whatever it may be, they, meaning the people, not the aliens. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're aliens or not. Maybe I'm talking to aliens and they are the people. So let's see. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing when someone calls you up, especially when you're new in hypnosis, and they say, I have had an alien encounter and I don't remember all of it. And is this something you do? We find a way to go back to
Wow.
what happened? I was like, I've never had anybody ask me that. However, I think I can do this. I think I have an idea of what I can do. At that
Okay.
point, I didn't know. Now I know. But at that point, I knew about the past life regression. I was like, well, I wonder if I could take that and get them to that same sort of space with the past life regression as I did with that I would do with the alien encounter. And so if I could do that, then I could get them to remember this encounter better.
Uh-huh.
And so I tried it the first time. The dude freaked out in the middle of it. He had to leave. He just had to get up and fucking go. $100. Yeah, he just had to leave. He's like, dude, no, nope, I don't want to see this again. And he left. This is when I had my office. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you later. He paid me
So,
already, so it was okay.
okay, let's back
But,
up a little bit. If you may, I don't know if it falls under the
oh, backing
You're
up.
literally and physically backing up, y'all. Who knows? Maybe I am interviewing an alien myself. I don't know. I might be an alien. We all might
I
be aliens.
wouldn't doubt it.
But okay, so you went under this hypnosis session with him and memory retrieval. Does he describe what he saw?
He
Tell
started
me.
to. Yeah,
Okay.
he started to. And like I told you, I think before on the last one, that everybody has the same exact vision of the inside of the ship. And so he was on the inside of the ship and he started describing it. He started saying what he was seeing. And then I forgot what it was. I mean, this was, I don't know, 2018 probably. So it's been 8 years. And uh, I don't know how many clients later, but he was, yeah, I don't know what he saw. I don't think he told me what he saw at the time. And he's just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. This is scaring the shit out of me. So that's 200,000. But that was quoting somebody else. So I'm not sure if that counts as a full fine there. But he just left. He left straight
Wow.
up, got up out of the hypnosis himself, walked out the door, and then he called me the next day and he's like, I'm sorry. Like, and I was like, what happened? Why did you leave? He said he was really freaked out, but he wanted to come back. He wanted to come back and do another one. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to charge you again. This is gonna be a whole new session. You left. I gave you that time. I'm like, all right. So he came back and then we got into it. Then I could see it in his face once we got back to that spot. So we went back to that spot almost immediately. I'm like,
Wow.
hypnosis. And then he gets into it and I'm like, let's go back to that same spot. This is something you need to uncover. And so, yeah,
What did
he
you
did.
uncover? Did you guys what did you uncover? Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much I can get into with this, but I don't know. I don't remember this guy's name. So if he's somehow listening, then that's on him. That's on him for listening. This is on you for listening. If you're still
Sure.
listening here, which you should be, you should. It's not too far, and I haven't gone too far off the rails into this yet. He mm, so yeah, I want to say his was something that had to do with some sort of feeling he was getting in his body. I want to say, I don't remember though. I feel like he had something that was hurting him. Some sort of, I don't know. There's been a lot. There's been way more people than I had talked to before I was a hypnotist till after I was a hypnotist that
Yeah.
started talking to me about alien encounters. So it's sort of a blur, but I believe he had some sort of like pain that was going on through his body, like sort of from the inside out.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it went away once he got out of the hypnosis on the first time. And then when we went back into it,
Huh.
but it freaked him out, and that's why he had to leave.
Okay.
Um,
So let me ask you this then. So that way we can protect the client privacy, confidentiality portion of it all. Based off
because
of your experience as a hypnotist, what have you taken out of this whole experience when it comes to alien encounters?
the people believe them. People genuinely believe that they happened. Whether they happened or not, I don't know. That's up to them. But they subconsciously believe that this happened, which that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Because, I mean, if you told me this before, I would have been like, I don't buy it. I don't. You're okay, sure, dude. You had an alien encounter. But now, whether they had it or not, they at least believe that they had it. That's something strong. They can't fake that. I don't know, you can't fake stuff when you're there. When you're in that headspace, it's all just information. So whether they did have an alien encounter or they thought it in their head, it's there. But then the part, like I was saying about everybody having the exact same inside of the spaceship was weird. That was really weird. Like, I couldn't explain that. And it wasn't like, I don't know. But then I was like, is this something that they all saw on TV or a movie or something? I mean, maybe it was. I haven't seen too many of those kinds of movies though, so
So
I'm not totally sure.
what's your personal opinion about alien encounters? Do you believe in it or no?
I mean, I believe that people believe in it. I don't know if I believe in it. These people seem pretty dead set on saying that they are real and they are coming up with real experiences that are very similar to other people's real experiences. So
So
whatever
you
that
have
is,
so you
I
have
was
seen patterns then.
very strong patterns, identical patterns. And these people know each other. They haven't talked to each other. They just had the old privilege or whatever you may call it of talking with old Rusty Diamond. Privilege might not be the right word, but yeah, however people want to take that.
Privilege is not the right word. What would
Mm-mm.
you call that then, Rusty? If it's not privilege, a force, a requirement?
Yeah, maybe experience. Maybe is it time to wake up? Uh, Is that for
No.
you to take your non-alien pill that like makes it so you're not an alien for a little longer and you're like, well, if I take this, I'm not gonna blow the cover since I want to get Rusty talking about this stuff now because that way it's like, oh nope, aliens aren't real. Yeah, right.
Right, take off my mask.
And
Yeah.
then
No. So little behind the scenes. I tried, so I don't know if you do this on your end, but in the past, I connected my phone to my computer so that way I could text through my computer instead of texting because I don't know about you, but I get like numb fingers, like, because I'm texting too much or I'm doing too, like, I don't like to hold on to my phone. It also has become very, very heavy. So typing on a computer as a text message is the best thing ever. And
ooh,
recently my phone got disconnected. And so I tried to connect it. And now I solved a problem that I created. Uh, Another problem. So now it does not text, but it receives my calls. Yeah, which I don't want on my computer. So yeah, so now I have to
uh,
undo that. I don't know how to. We're gonna have to work through that behind the scenes. That's a long story. Yeah, but
okay. So then, are you have people that are calling your computer now?
so
And
I've
you're
got
so you're
people. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is put it on airplane mode so that I'm not being distracted
whoa.
whatsoever. Yeah,
What gets you distracted?
everything,
Okay.
everything. And are you distracted already? There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Little distracted.
Why?
Little. Well, you told me to get distracted. You didn't tell me to get distracted. You suggested it. Who's the
No.
hypnotist now? Who's the hypnotist now? Get distracted.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I can get distracted for you.
No, and I'm noticing too, speaking of distractions, there's just so much noise on everything. Computer, phone. If you're working in an office, there's people coming to your space, distracting you, asking you questions. And I read in an article somewhere that once you're distracted when you're working on a specific project, that you're locked in. And the moment you get distracted, it takes about almost 45 minutes to come back to that moment of getting locked in to get things done. So I do
Whoa.
my best to minimize my distractions for that exact reason. And I mean, here's a great example. We just got distracted and now we're talking 10 minutes about nonsense of footage that may or may not make it here. Yeah, try to avoid as many distractions as possible. This feels more like a promotional ad. It is. I'm promoting full on conscious consumerism and conscious creation. Let's get back to the show.
Sure. A follow-up question then.
Go ahead.
What is What is your alarm? What is your alarm tone?
Ooh, I feel like it's a very personal question because it's a personal tone
A
created.
personal
Yeah, it's
by you.
not necessarily by me, by AI.
Like,
So before I answer, I'm gonna ask you a question.
all right. All right. Here we
Why?
go.
Why are you asking, Mr. Diamond?
Because I think it's very important how you wake up. Because, well, I thought about using this as entrance music when I was a bad guy, that using, because most people have the same alarm. A lot of people have iPhones, have the same alarm, and they keep the same alarm on. And it's very jarring when you wake up that way. And plus, like, because I mean, that's the first thing you're doing for the day is, I don't want to go and say the tone because if you probably have heard it a million times, but maybe you don't. Maybe you haven't heard it and that's good,
I'm not
but
an iPhone user, so I don't
I'm not
know.
either.
Okay.
Those people, those iPhone people, let me tell you about those
This is a
iPhone people.
great, hey, Apple people, this is a
Yeah,
great segue to throw in some ads in this way. We could really jump into an
right.
advertisement of an Apple, but also same with Android. Cough, cough. Somebody, please, if you are in the Samsung industry and want to sponsor, we're always welcoming those.
That's what I'm talking about.
Otherwise we're gonna have to just bill Rusty Diamond every time he curses. I could probably reach my billion that way too, but I figured I'd try other avenues just to help my boy out here without getting
Yeah,
into debt.
right. You're gonna have to start telling people to start smoking cigarettes just to tell them to come over to me to get them to stop smoking cigarettes. Pay me that $100,000 because I have some fines to pay.
Right.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
So
So the phone, the
yes, the phone.
alarm. So you
Yes.
made your own with AI because I feel that you should wake up to something pleasant. If you say it's not going to wake you up, that's you're doing it wrong. But it shouldn't be something that's
Yeah.
you like waking up like fight and
Just
flight,
feels
fight or flight
Yeah, that's a
right
really
away.
good point that and a great topic you're bringing up because I do think it's important on how you wake up. And the way I woke up this morning, because this is something I mentioned to Rusty Diamond before we recorded for those who are listening, I am going through a very challenging time of my leadership role where I have to make a decision of firing someone. And so I went to bed with that mentality of like, man, it really sucks that I'm even put in this position. And so when I woke up this morning, when I went to bed, I was like, I prayed and I was like, God, guide me through this and just let me uh, what's the word? Let me detach from this. Let me let go of, the day and everything. And let me just wake up and step into my power in the morning. As soon as my alarm hit this morning, it's almost like I just closed my eyes and I woke up. And maybe it's a simulation. I have no idea. We can actually talk about that. I'd love to talk about that after I'm done with this topic. But my alarm, I can't recall how long I've had it for, but there's this feature on the phone, on the Android alarm. You can actually text what you want the phone alarm to say to you. So I have a beautiful, nice, calming melody, and I have an affirmation. And I have my favorite, my top three, my number one, I think, favorite affirmation that I read or that it reads to me first thing when I wake up. So it immediately just turns me on into this person. Would you like to know what this affirmation is?
No, not really.
Cool. I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't wanna
Yeah.
know what it is. So what is it?
Yeah, you will have to pay me $500,000. That's how I make my money, y'all.
Put it on my tab.
Yeah, that's Rusty's care covering it for everyone.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
What is your affirmation?
My affirmation is I am a beautiful and powerful creator.
Simple and perfect
It's
and
a really
effective.
good reminder because that's what we are. We all are creators of our own destiny. We are all creators of our own life. I'm constantly needed that reminder, literally almost every single day. Not almost, literally every single day. And I think majority of us need that reminder every single day that we are powerful creators.
And beautiful.
That's right. Because I forget that too. Believe it
Yeah.
or not. Yeah. Like I look at myself, I'm like, but like, yeah, I strive to have the confidence of Kanye West. I stumbled upon his meme earlier this week where he says, I want to be surrounded by winners. So that's why I placed mirrors all over my space. And I was like, yes, that's
I
exactly
like
why.
that a
Like he's
lot.
like, I want to be surrounded by winners. So that's why I placed mirrors around my space. I need to put mirrors so that I can remind myself that I am what I look like. Because, and again, I love this, how this turned into my podcast now with Rusty Diamond being the guest. But, I think you kind of followed my journey. You read my book, I hope,
Sure
where I
did.
say I've lost almost 100 pounds. And so for somebody who has lost 100 pounds, you don't immediately start thinking like, oh, this is how I look now. That's right. I'm still oftentimes, especially this is the reason why I need mirrors, is because I'm still thinking I'm over 200 pounds. Even though I don't look it in my head, I'm still thinking that's how I look. So that's the reason why my affirmation is I am beautiful, to remind myself that that is the case. And I am. And I'm not to say I wasn't beautiful when I was over
You were
200
beautiful
pounds.
then.
Thank you. But it wasn't even about my beauty. It was because I wasn't fully convinced at that time. And I'm still not convinced at this time. So I am trying to manipulate my own self through my powerful affirmations to embody that, what other people see. And I think that's what we all need to do is, deep inside you have this powerful feeling in you, but your mental space, mental health is not matching up to that what is you feel deeply inside yourself, and let's call it soul. And your ego is just probably like, yeah, you're having that inner battle with yourself. So that's where I'm at. And that's the reason why I need that constant daily notification or reminder.
When you wake up too, when you wake up and when you fall asleep is when your brain is most open to suggestion. Um, and that's an interesting thing in itself. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, whatever you hear first, if you hear, that's gonna be good for audio. It's gonna put your day in a certain space. But if you say your affirmation to start out, that's the first thing that's going through your head. That's what you're gonna remember. Not, oh gosh, it's uh whatever day of the week it is today. I don't know what day of the week it is today, but that's okay. Whatever day of the week it is, and it's like, oh, I hate this. I have to wake up. Not, I'm gonna go wake up and I'm gonna go and give someone the old boot because they ain't on my level. And if they're not on my level, they're bringing me down. And one thing, like you were talking about with the mirrors, but even without the mirrors, if you find yourself being the smartest person in the room, it's time to leave the room. And I'm a big fan of that one. I mean, you can stay in the room and be
Mm,
the smartest person in the room all you want, but you're not going to be the smartest person in the room very long. You're going to walk in a lot of other rooms, and what's going to happen then? And then you're like, well, okay, well, I'm the smartest person in this room of people that never wanted to improve themselves.
yeah.
Okay, great, good job,
It's
sweet,
Well, and it's so interesting that we're even talking about this topic. And I love that we're talking about this because you really are like, depending on which room you go to, depending on which path you're taking, you're constantly either holding yourself back or you're pushing yourself forward. Either way, you're making that conscious or unconscious decision every
right?
moment of the day. So that's why for me, it's super important that the first part of the morning, at minimum, I am fully with myself. I remind myself of who I am, and no matter what that looks like. But I've noticed because there's just so many moving things happening in my world that I'm now having to expand my grounded work into middle of the day, into the evening, so that it's consistent throughout. Like it's not just a morning ritual. I've yesterday took a pause in the middle of the day and I listened to a talk, and I actually shared it on my stories by Sadhguru, who was basically saying like you're either suffering or you're happy, but you get to choose every moment of the day. You get to choose if you're suffering or if you want to be happy. I'm like, that's a really good point. Like, we are literally designing our own life. Why are we choosing to suffer? Why are we choosing the annoying alarms to wake us up in the morning? Or why are we choosing to put technology, and why are we choosing to use that as our wake up call first thing in the morning?
It, is that a rhetorical question? Or are you asking me this?
No, I'm not asking you specifically. It is a
Okay.
rhetorical question.
I could tell you the answer if you're asking me the question too,
Go ahead. I would love for you to answer that question if you have one.
because it's a lot easier to get sympathy than to work on your own self and your own problems. You can always say, "Ooh, hey, it's not my issue. It's this alarm that oh my God, my alarm goes off and I turn into Garfield and I hate Mondays and I love lasagna." But or yeah, my day is so bad. I hate it. No matter what, it's just gonna be bad. Like, well, okay, you're telling yourself that. You are hypnotizing yourself into thinking that that is what is going on. That's what your reality is, and that is what your reality is. And your reality becomes that, and you can keep that all you want, and you can go, bother, my life is just, I don't like any of this, then change it. Change what you're doing. Change your alarm. Changing your alarm is not a hard thing to do. I made some cool song on Suno. I made cool songs on Suno for a lot of stuff. When I sell stuff,
Uh-huh.
it plays this cool money abundance, wealth abundance
Nice.
type of song that every time it does it, it creates more and more. And in the morning, it's something it's chill. Like it's a chill kind of
Nice.
something like that. Yeah, it gets me into a good space for the day. And like you can choose that. You don't have to
Yeah,
be, this isn't, I mean, back in the day, we had the option of having either the buzz alarm,
that's
or you could do
true.
the radio.
Yeah,
And you can put the radio to whatever you want. If you want it on the hot hits of 1994, you could do that. But you can also put it on to, I don't know, the classical station, and it'll probably just put something on and you wake up and here we are. We're listening to some Mozart at, 6 o'clock in the morning or whenever people wake up in the morning.
that's a
Are do
really
you
good.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, that was a really good one. Doing classical music kind of makes you feel like you're smart already as soon as you wake up, you know?
I agree.
So let me ask
You're
you
already
this.
smart.
I have a couple of questions for you. Yes. So based off of your knowledge with hypnosis, how old is this practice? Do you know?
How long have people been alive? I mean, it's been going forever in one way or another. Maybe it's not pulling out the pocket watch and dangle it in front of someone, but I mean, as far as talking in a certain way, changing your thought patterns, changing your mental state. I mean, I don't know who started it. Someone probably started it subtly, and I don't know. I'm not sure how it would have started. It probably just sort of evolved. I mean, you could be like, who's the first person who thought up and, discovered hypnosis? We can go that route. But as far as it just occurring naturally, in the world. I mean, everything is hypnosis. Everything isn't hypnosis. So it was, yeah, I don't know, sort of going on forever.
Hmm.
Just, just there, people doing it, people making themselves either feel better or worse.
Sorry.
Maybe that's okay. That's for the paid subscription. They get that one. They get the cough takes, which are good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you what do you think? I mean, where do you think it came from?
I don't really know. That's a really great question.
I kinda have.
I would love to take a look and see, but the first time I was introduced to hypnosis, or I guess it was can't recall if it was hypnosis, but I think it was something similar. It was by Dr. Michael Newton. I don't know if you ever read that book, Journey of Souls.
Nope, I have not. Tell me about it.
Okay, so here in that book, he actually takes his clients under hypnosis and they do past life regression instead of going in depth. I mean, he goes in depth for each client. He kind of shares the cases and the studies and things he has learned, but he doesn't necessarily go personal of like your story. Instead, in the book, he talks about the journey of the soul, like how did the soul come to the conclusion of finding the body that it wanted to be in. And
Okay.
he talks about the soul and its ability to see into the future and decipher whether they want to take this path, this body, this family, or this other path, family, body, etc., etc. And then he also talks about the journey of the soul of like, for the soul, the individual soul, they make a conscious decision before they come to earth about whether how hard or how easy they want their life to be on this earth.
Right. And then that also determines what the next one will be, what the
Yes,
next incarnation or whatever you may call it. And also, I think that a lot of the same family, or, I'm using that as a loose term, blood or not blood, will change positions within each unit, whatever they need most on that next one to be able to give them the knowledge for what's moving forward. Right now, I don't know what that is for me. I don't know. I'll figure that out at some point, I guess. But I'm here.
that's right.
I was
But what is
somewhere.
here? What is here?
I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what here is. Here
Yeah.
is
Here and now,
present.
but where is here and now? We're recording this podcast on March 25th, 2026, but you're here and now, the listener might be in 2028. Who knows, right? But like that time is, I guess, somewhat relative or irrelevant. I was just listening to another podcast episode where they were talking about AI, and this professor, he's a AI researcher, was saying that there's a high chance that we might be living in a simulation.
Yeah. I I've gone more and more into the simulation theory, and it makes more sense, and it's weird. It's weird.
Tell
But
me about it.
well, I don't know, because I really didn't see the Matrix until maybe a couple of years ago, somewhere in there, within the last 5 years, I think.
Okay.
Besides, I mean, the Matrix is sort of a certain version of it, but I don't know. It seems so far fetched, but now it's like with everything that we're programmed, everything's programmed just like a simulation. Everything is set up to do the simulation. There's also the two suns. I don't know if you've ever heard the two suns or seen the two suns. It's like SUN, like the thing up there in the sky, that there's two of them, one much
No,
bigger than the other. That kind of makes me question the simulation a bit. Sometimes it's seeing, thinking something and then seeing it,
that's
maybe
right.
part of it too, sort of, willing it into existence.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I don't want to think that everything's a simulation and none of this matters. Because everything matters, but nothing matters. And I want everything to matter. But if I want everything to matter, that doesn't matter. It never
Exactly.
has mattered.
So, one of the things that really keeps me grounded, very similar to what you just said, but in other words, I actually printed this so that I could look at it literally every single day because our memory, I feel like, at least for me, just dissipates. So I tend to forget things, but because I'm also surrounded by just so much information and so much experience that I tend to, everything matters, but nothing matters. So my similar approach is plastering my wall of all the important reminders to remind me that yes, everything matters, but also nothing matters. And one of my favorite things that I posted on my wall is this saying that I look at, especially during the time when I'm stressing or freaking out or whatever. And it says this: what are you afraid of losing when nothing in this world actually belongs to you? What are you afraid of
Wow.
losing when nothing in this world actually belongs to you? And that's my driver. That's my motivator. So anytime I'm caught in any sort of feeling, anxiety, whatever the feeling is, doesn't matter. Happy, joy, none of it matters because at the end of the day, like nothing belongs to us. We just get the opportunity in this moment to experience this thing.
Right. So what does that do for you when you hear that? Does that does it clear your mind, or does it focus on that statement more? Does it get you going, oh wait, or are you just,
It's more of a,
that's
yeah, like it gives me the ability to take bigger risks. It gives me the ability to just follow my heart, follow my intuition. It also calms me down. It's like I said, especially during stressful times. When why are we stressing? Because we have some form of expectation and attachment to this thing or this outcome. And that's a great reminder for me to say, come back. Like, you're stressing, wasting this energy onto something that doesn't even matter. So then I'm switching my process and I'm like, okay, because this thing does not matter, how can I, as a conscious, powerful creator, do things to honor myself, to honor my truth, and make a decision and this choice to act from that center?
So what do you do?
I make better conscious decisions. So, and again, that's where I then check in with myself and I ask, what do I do? What choices do I have, first of all? And which is the one that I'm leaning towards the most? Is it pulling back, firing somebody? Is it giving that person a chance? Is it hiring more people? What is it? So that's where we take inventory of all the possible realities, possible outcomes to figure out what to do next. Because at the end of the day, it's a conscious choice, but it requires you to make that conscious choice every moment of your life.
Right. Okay, and then so if you're firing someone, I'm curious about this part. What does you firing someone? I don't know how much you can get into detail with this, but I'm curious what your firing is. Was there like something beforehand, or was it just today? You're just, you know what, not gonna
Fired.
work out. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like Trump. You're
yeah,
fired. You
yeah,
blinked.
yeah, yeah. See you later. Get out of my wherever he stays. I don't
Right.
wherever his lair.
So, in order for somebody to be even considered to be fired, you have had to not perform well from the beginning. And so, as soon as I hired this guy, the service provider, communication just started to become super stale, super non existent. There was a meeting set appointment that we had, and they had to cancel and reschedule last minute due to family
Oh,
reasons. I was very understanding of it, completely respectful, like that's okay. So we were scheduled to earlier this on Monday, today, this week. And the guy shows up like 5, 10 minutes late. No acknowledgement whatsoever that he's late. No acknowledgement whatsoever. No communication whatsoever.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was, I don't know if that was his partner or if it was his team member on on his roster. I don't know. The behind the scenes again were not communicated with me whatsoever. The next day after that, I message and I provide the feedback. I'm like, hey, this communication is just not the best. And they acknowledge it saying, hey, thanks for the feedback. Then they just ask me like, what are the next steps like of giving them access to some of the work that I'm currently working on. And I say, hey, this is what my schedule looks like today. Zero communication, zero acknowledgement of my availability of when we can connect. I would
Whoa.
assume if we're going to be planning something for the next 24 hours, you as my hired partner, I'm not even hiring you as my worker. You came to me trying to offer your services as a preferred vendor, preferred partner who is going to solve my problems. What you have created as a vendor, you've created more stress and more work for my nervous system when I needed the opposite of that. And so I slept on it and I'm thinking like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one freaking out. I literally had to work through it. Um, and then I realized like, no, it's not me. I don't think these are high standards to have basic communication skills. I do not think I should be paying premium price for something and get breadcrumbed at the end. No, thank you. And so I just said, thank you so much for the work that you did.
Did you get to say you're fired, or would you say this isn't gonna this a no for me, dog? Or were you
That
like,
was basically, this is a no for me, dog. Give me the work that you have done up to this point. Tell me how much I owe you for the work that you've done to this point, and I'll pay that. And no more recurring fee, like invoices, like we're done.
yeah?
I'm giving him up until the end of today's business day to respond and acknowledge. And if he doesn't, then we're going to have to take it to the next level.
What does that mean? It means
The
you got to
next
come after him with
level?
a baseball bat.
No, that's right. Becky
Okay.
elbows. No, no, no. Don't be leaking out all my secrets, Rusty Diamond. Yeah, I've got mafia based in New York, New Jersey. No. No, that just means I'm going to be dealing things with my bank and just saying that this is not the
So,
service I paid for. I don't know what that path is going to look like, but I think that's again going back to that conscious consumerism. You know, if you're a consumer, if you're buying into a service, if you're buying into a product and you have certain expectations from that vendor, from that company, you kind of want to get your money's worth for that service, for
right,
that product. And so if you don't, well, then here are your options. You're a customer. You are literally paying their bills. You're paying their overhead. You're paying retail taxes. So you should, as a conscious consumer, demand some form of respect because at the end of the day, they too have a family that they need to feed. But if it's not because of you spending money as a customer, they don't have a business to be in the beginning. So then you
right,
as a business owner should not be lying and saying, oh, I'm going to give you this service and not actually perform.
yeah. What's up with that? Get out of here.
So yeah, I'm very passionate about it because
Should
it's
be.
challenging for me as a business owner. It's constantly thinking about the journey of my client that I'm working with. What kind of journey do I want my client to experience? What kind of experience do I want my client to have when they're working with me? I want them to know I'm available, not available all the time and available, whatever, like, but at the same time, I want my client to feel valued. I want my client to get the best service they can from me. And I also will not ever neglect my client's needs, neglect my client's feedback, neglect when my client actually truly needs me, especially when there's no clarity. So, like, I do my best to make my client understand that they can truly trust me. And so when I do my business this way, I kind of, in a way, expect the same from other business owners. And that's where the issue is that not everybody can perform the same way I do. And it sucks.
Right. But you have your standards. You know what works for you. You know what's going to be the best output for the people that are working with you. And if they ain't doing it,
Out the
hit the
door.
bricks. Yeah,
That's right.
out the
Rusty
door.
Diamond. We
I'm
ended this into interview. Rusty Diamond interviews Aya part two.
let's
So
yeah, go ahead. Well, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
part three, yes, exactly. Maybe in 2028. Who knows if we make it that far?
Yeah. Yeah, check my clock.
Check your calendar.
Check my
Hopefully by
calendar.
then
Yeah,
you will pay off your debts. We
hopefully.
are hitting our last minute of the hour, so I wanted to give the mic to you, Rusty Diamond, and ask if there's anything you wanted to share in the last seconds of your life on this episode. Sounds dramatic,
Okay.
I know.
After this episode, I cease to exist. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a lot to say and try to be deep here, but deep isn't always the answer. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's the answer. Sometimes it's just change a little something. All you gotta do is change one thing. Make one thing easier on you. Don't be is it Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh? I think it's Eeyore. Oh bother. Or is that Winnie the Pooh? I think Eeyore is like, oh
Yeah,
why.
yeah. It's a little donkey, right?
Yeah,
Is
and
he a
like, what's
donkey?
up with him? I don't know. He might be a donkey. Shout out to Winnie the Pooh, but you don't need to be that. You can be that, and there's always going to be people that are going to want some sort of like. It's easy to get that validation of my life is just crap. I saved myself $50,000 right there.
You're
I
welcome.
can't do anything about it. Yeah, yeah, thank you very much for that. But you can do something about it, and, your life can be crappy, and it's okay, but your life can be crappy, and you're doing something about it, and your life can be crappy, and you can do nothing about it. One of those is gonna change something. Actually, they're both gonna change something, but one might be in a way you like it, one might be in a way that's not gonna do a whole heck of a lot for you. So if you wanna do that, feel free, but from my point of view, from being sort of old, relatively old, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I've gone down the pity party road. It's great for 5 minutes. And it's like, oh shit, almost $50,000 again. But it's not. But it doesn't last, and it doesn't. There's no follow up from it. It's you get that short high, and then you're done. And you're chasing that. You're chasing that dragon, trying to get that. Oh, I hope somebody feels sorry for me. Really hope it. They're not feeling sorry for me. And then someone's not going to feel sorry for you. And then you're going to be like, why aren't you feeling sorry for me? Then your world starts to crumble.
Yeah.
Then everything needs to change. That's when things change. Once you can't know that that dragon can be caught,
So
that's when,
speaking of,
yeah, dragons.
maybe this is you can catch the drag.
Show me dragon.
Show me dragon. I have no idea what just happened, but yes, I think I actually might be. We're hitting our last minute of the episode, so something just changed in my evolution in my screen. But I think if anybody's ever kind of questioning their life choices, this is a great time to reach out to Rusty Diamond to see and uncover what is it exactly. Why are you in that situation? Why are you making those healthy or unhealthy decisions and choices, especially if you're trying to quit smoking? You definitely want to go see Rusty Diamond. I'm pretty sure he'll give you a really good deal.
Yeah, bring a checkbook. Bring your checkbook. Go to the bank, have them take out a big withdrawal because you're
That's
going to
right.
need it.
Yes. All right, Rusty Diamond. Thank you so much for such a great part two. I really appreciate it. We covered a lot today, but I think they were all medicine for the listeners. I know it was medicine for me, so I really appreciate, yeah, I really
Yeah.
appreciate you giving me the ability to express that what has been sitting heavy for me in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, you bet. And thanks for having me. Like, I like doing this. I like getting to talk to you. It's not every day that I get to sit and talk with you, and it's something that I look forward to and very much enjoy. And if anyone else is listening to this at whatever time, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see why he's back
That's
because,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. He just
Because
wants to sit with
I owe
us.
her money. I owe her money, and she's gonna break my legs if I don't show up here again. So you
Yeah,
guys, help me out. Help me out. Just do
and
something.
we're
Be
done.
like,
We're done. We're done. And a cut. Just kidding. All right, Rusty Diamond, thank you so much. Don't joke. I mean, I do want my listeners to be a little scared. I like to keep everybody on their toes. I just think it's the best way to live life is when you're on your toes. You just never know what you're going to get, you know? So thank
get
you.
up on your toes. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rusty. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. If something in this episode landed, stayed with you, or stirred something honest inside, please let me know. You can find me at www.risewithaya.com. That's where everything lives, the podcast, my writings, and ways to connect. So I'd love for you to follow me on social media and tell me what you want more of. That can be topics, questions, or conversations you're craving. Rise Plus Rebel isn't just a podcast. It's a community built around truth, presence, and becoming your authentic self. So until then, don't rush your journey. Honor every moment of it.